Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Fern Valley Honeybees. Well, on this channel, we talk about beekeeping and a few other topics, actually. What I'm doing today is we're talking about bottling honey. Harvest is done. It's been a couple of weeks now, and I'm just putting everything in bottles. Just wanted to do a quick video on bottling and straining, or restraining, actually. You can't see it in this bottle, in this bucket. This bucket was full, and I had another one that was about half full. How it gets through that, if you use one of those stainless steel strainers when you do your honey, those holes are so fine and that mesh is so fine. I'm not sure how fine cappings get through it, but they still do. And what it does is it rises to the top of the bucket. Well, the bucket's too high in the air to try and put the camera up, and I don't want to be moving it around. But you can see in some of these jars, if you see that, in the top of that jar, that's some of the cappings that still work their way up to the top. So what I did was when I emptied the last bucket of honey into these jars, the cappings, they rose to the top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try this anyways. If this doesn't work, then I'm just going to take a spoon and strain it out. Dollar store, a really fine mesh strainer. In reality, this is probably not quite as fine, or pretty close to what that stainless steel one is. All I'm going to do, I'm going to try it and see what it does. I'm going to run the honey through the strainer, and I'm going to see what it catches. And actually, I should have used a bigger jar. Here's a blooper live for you. I'm going to try this, and actually, this jar isn't big enough. So I'm going to put this back on here. Actually, I'm going to pour this back in because that's not going to work. Okay, well, it didn't work because I need to use a wide mouth jar is what I need. I have some more of those bigger half-gallon jars. I'll do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the honey back through this fine mesh strainer. And I don't have anything close by here while I'm doing this video. I don't want to stop it, but you guys kind of got the idea what's going on here. I'm just going to run this back through this strainer and let this catch any of the cappings that might still make its way through. If it still goes into the jars, I'm just going to take a spoon and scrape off the top. So let me just, since this didn't work like I thought it would work, but these strainers are really nice. You go to a dollar store, they're $1. They're cheap. Let me just put this in the sink here so it doesn't make a mess. This didn't quite do as planned, and that's okay. So we do this stuff not live, but we do it live, but you'll see the bloopers. Ain't no sense in starting over again. I'll just try this in a little while here. But I did want to show you how I do fill bottles. Whoops. And I've got a few different size bottles here that I use. I've got actually 4 sizes. I've got 1 pound. I've got 12 ounce, 8 ounce, and 6 ounce bottles. And I even got a little 2 ounce bottle. These work good for like samples. I give them to my customers, or people aren't quite sure if they like the honey or not. You give them a little 2 ounce bottle. They give it a try. Some people buy these for weddings. They'll put them on tables as part of the centerpiece. Some people buy them as gifts, and with Christmas coming, although I am just about out of honey here. I went through 80 pounds in like 2 weeks. The response has been great. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but some of this went to Texas, some went to California, ex-customers, some cousins. The biggest response that I'm getting with the honey, not only for tea or toast, or some people put on their oatmeal, the majority of people are buying it for allergies. If they've got allergies, they want local honey because the bees are foraging locally, and their allergies obviously are locally, so they're buying the honey for their allergies. I had one customer that bought some. She's feeding it to her baby who's, I think, a year old. She wants to build up her immunity to bees and different flowers, so she's giving it to her little baby. So I'll be curious to hear. I mean, obviously she won't be able to tell for a while, but that's what she's buying it for. But the allergy response has been great. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. That's what the majority of people are buying it for. Plus, they just love it for their tea and everything else. So anyways, like I said, you can go to Manlake. Manlake's got all these bottles. They got different sizes. The bears are cute. People like the bears. The 1 pound bottle, they got 1 pound. I think they got 1.5, 2 pounds. They got all kinds. If you go to Manlake's website, they've got all kinds of different size, styles, shapes. They've even got big mason jars. They've got everything. So you could just kind of pick what you want. The labels you could have printed. You can print it. You can go right on their website, pick out the label you want. You fill out the label how you want it, and they'll send you an email with a proof. to okay it, and they'll make the label for you. They got nutrition labels too, which is for real. It's got the nutrition labels. So for different size bottles, there's obviously different size labels. So some labels fit more on them than others, depending on the size of the label. The 8 ounce and the 12 ounce, the 8 ounce, 12 ounce, and 6 ounce are the same size label. No, I'm sorry. The 6 ounce and the 8 ounce are the same size label. The 12 ounce is a little bit bigger, and obviously the 1 pound is bigger. And there's actually another size label bigger than that. But the little 2 ounce bottles, you can only get one size label and that's it. And you can't fit a whole lot on there. I was kind of hoping to get one to match the rest of mine, but they don't. But anyways, when you're filling these jars, I just kind of keep a damp rag handy, because sometimes you get a little bit on the side of the jar. You just open your jar. Okay. It's on there tight. Wow. Okay. And you just fill them. I put this on a milk crate. It just lifts it up off the ground. It's just a little bit easier to see. Let me make sure this camera is where it's supposed to be here so you guys can see. Yeah, we're good. Just open the lid, loosen the jar, listen, there it goes, and just fill them. These are all orders that I've got that people want. So I'm just kind of filling them as I go here. But that's all there is to it. You just fill it out, or just open it up and fill the jar. And here comes the liquid gold. And in the top of this bucket too, there's some of those white cappings. So when I start getting low, I'm not going to put that into this jar. I don't want any of those cappings to go into the honey. So, and actually I did this crate so I could do that. Just put it underneath and let it fill. That's great. And when it's just about filled, I put the next jar. Of course, see, it spills. You gotta go really slow. And I'm just gonna fill these. And that's all there is to it. I'm sure you guys could kind of figure this out. You don't need to watch me fill all these bottles, but that's pretty much all there is to it. And actually, I should be doing this the other direction, but just fill them up. The next one. It's nice having this off the ground, or just higher so you don't got to hold the bottle. You can just kind of put it down on the ground. These are the 12 ounce bears. These are the 8 ounce. And these caps also come with labels that are lids that seal on here. And everybody's actually really impressed when they open the jars. They're sealed, and they really like that. So when you put these lids on, you can buy the caps and the lids. You buy the caps, the lids. When you screw these on tight, they seal. And people are really actually impressed by that. I'm really surprised by that. I'm not surprised, but people are like, wow, they're even sealed. And they like that. Then they know that there's, nothing's going to get into it. And this honey is 100% natural. Everything's treated all natural. I use essential oils in the fall here to help treat, I'll do another video on that when I make another batch of it. But the oils, the tea tree oil is an antibacterial, antifungal. Whoops. Okay, that one filled a little fast on me. There's another blooper right there. So we'll stop that for a second here, and we'll fill the rest of these in a minute. So anyways, that's the process of filling the jars. Like I said, the oils, the tea tree oil is an antibacterial, antifungal. It helps keep your bees healthy. They say that the bees are a lot healthier when you're feeding them the tea tree oil, or you use tea tree oil, lemongrass, and wintergreen. And I will do another video on that. I got to make another batch, and with the 2-to-1 sugar syrup. But anyways, yeah, all this honey was made. I did not use a queen excluder when I had my supers on my hives. I see no eggs anywhere. The queen did not go up there and lay eggs anywhere. And if she did, if one for some reason slipped through, the strainer would catch it, but I didn't see any signs of that. When I had the queen excluder on, the bees weren't really doing much in the super. As soon as I took it off, boom, they were just up there like crazy. And I know a lot of people that don't use the excluder, and the results are great. And some people do. It's all up to you. Whatever works for you. This is just the way I do it. So, but anyways, this is it. I'm gonna get a bigger jar so I can strain that honey, and I'm gonna probably do it into a pot or something, and see if I can get those cappings out of there, because I don't want any of those cappings to get in my jars. I've got a couple small jars to fill still for some orders here, and that's about it. Got any questions, comments, please leave them at the bottom. Give me a thumbs up. That's great. It means you like the video. Please subscribe. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button. Hit that bell. Every time I make a video, you will get a notification. There's a few more videos coming pretty quick here. Like I said, I am going to do one on the essential oils, on 2-to-1 sugar syrup. And it's time to feed your bees, guys. It's September. It's what, the second week of September now. You took the honey supers away. They need to build their stores up for the winter. The 2-to-1 sugar syrup will help build that up. They say you can do about 4 gallons total per hive. That should be enough. I might do 5. Some people just say they just keep giving it until the bees stop taking it. And right now, it's beautiful. It's like 72 degrees, sunny. The pollen is coming in like crazy because all the goldenrod is in like full bloom. Some is starting to die off, but there's a lot of goldenrod in full bloom right now. And if you go out there and look at your hives, look at my hives, you can see all the orange coming in, all the goldenrod pollen's coming in. There's even some white pollen, and I'm not sure what that's coming from, but they're finding it somewhere. Yesterday was Sunday. I was out there looking at them, and there was pollen coming in just right and left. But anyways, that's a whole other topic. But anyways, that's filling jars, filling your honey jars. Go to Manlake. You can see all the different sizes if you want to print labels. You can just get as fancy as you want. People really like it, and these lids do seal, and people are very impressed. See, and people are very impressed with the lids, with the plastic that seals on it. When you crank that down, see, this jar is done. You crank that down, you put that on there, and when you open it, see, it seals that fast. People are very impressed by that. That means that their jars are sealed and nothing's gotten into them. So anyways, that's it. So like I said, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, click the bell. You'll get a notification next time I make a video. So until next time, YouTube, we'll talk to you. Bye.